Narayan Singh Chora, who is allegedly associated with the terror group Babar Khalsa and has in fact authored books on Khalistan, opened fire at the Shiromani Akali Dal chief Sukhbir Singh Badal while he was performing his Sevadar duties in Golden Temple. Now, this is a serious issue. It is not just some individual who has gone to a public office or a government office and put a Khalistan flag there, or somebody who has just gotten money to put a Gurpatwant Singh Pannu poster at some government office. This is a man who has arranged for a weapon and then gone ahead to kill someone. Now, this is a big issue, and we wonder, and it also raises serious questions that how is it that this has started happening again on the ground? Is it the in Canada influence, the episodes that we saw in the past, whether it is the Brampton issue or the conflict or the clashes that followed the Brampton episode, or the rising threat of Sikh separatism abroad, which has again stirred the pot and has started having effects back home in Punjab. So to discuss this today, we have Mr. Kushal Mehra, who has been with us before on this platform to speak to us about this entire issue on Khalistan. In fact, he doesn't mince any words. He has spoken to us in a candid conversation that we had last month about how these elements are running wild in Canada. So thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks for having me. I think I am the purveyor of bad news wherever I go. I go to Canada, Justin Trudeau gets mad at India. I come back over here, now we have Sukhbir Badal being attacked. I think it's just me. मैं जहाँ जाता हूँ वहाँ पे bad news आ जाती है. मेरे को मेरा दोस्त
घर पे बैठो.
मेरे को मेरा दोस्त बोल रहा था तू एक काम कर, तू सोमालिया में चले जा, तू जिधर जा रहा है उधर इंडिया और कनाडा से रिलेटेड चीजें खराब हो रही है. But yeah, thanks for having me.
So, like I said, is Canada, or this growing radicalism that we see in Canada, playing a role in what is happening back home in Punjab? Because what we saw this week, the attack on Sukhbir Singh Badal by a man who has links with Babar Khalsa, who has, like I said, authored books in Khalistan, coming in, opening fire at him. Anything could have happened. It was averted. But this sense of growing radicalism in Punjab, is it coming from Canada?
Well, now it is. So, and in a very weird sort of a way, right? We had the unfortunate incidents in India, in Punjab in the 80s and the 90s. And then Khalistan and the idea of Khalistan, not just from a national security perspective, but from a societal perspective, was pretty much done and dusted.
Absolutely.
Like there were no takers.
Yeah.
And when I say there are no takers, it doesn't mean it's zero. It's statistically insignificant.
Of course, yeah.
So when we talk about it, like the Pew poll said, 95% Sikhs say that, we love India, we have no problem with India, that kind of a. So if there are 5% who have, let's say hypothetically, and even in that 5%, how many are Khalistani, we don't know. But the point is, it's statistically insignificant. That's what I'm trying to say. But now what has happened is, India moved on. Whether it's the Punjabi Hindu, Punjabi Muslim, Punjabi Christian, Punjabi Sikh, we moved on as a community.
Yeah.
Because everybody had tragedies. And when you have such a mass tragedy and a mass tragic event which involves every community, you kind of develop a sense of collective mourning. So, the Sikh Hindu mourning was cumulative. It was like hum dono ke saath hua ye. And our communities moved on. But it certainly didn't happen in Canada. A lot of people, and this is a typical diasporic mindset, right? Just think about it. Let's say you're an Indian who moved to America, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, whichever country, in the 70s or 80s. You took the India of that era with you. Not a lot of diaspora people travel to India every year. They don't, right? There could be multiple reasons. A, aap wahan jate ho, you just become what you are over there. B, you may not have the wherewithal or the financial resources to travel. And you keep that image of India with you over there. So what we have seen, the immigration to Canada really picks up after the 80s and these unfortunate events. And then the slow and gradual takeover of the Gurdwara network in Canada by the radical Khalistani elements. And then you have an active base. And today what's happening is, while it was Punjab who was influencing Canada,
right.
Today it's Canada, it's influencing Punjab. And because, see, a lot of these Khalistani or Khalistani adjacent people now are financially very successful too. So now they can fund a lot of these things. They can.
But how is it different from these already existing gang networks that we hear? Because NIA has been working on busting these gangs when they say these are Khalistani plus gangster nexus. So they don't really talk about Khalistan as an ideology. They talk about it like a crime syndicate.
Yeah.
So how is this different from that?
See, every crime syndicate needs. So let me give you the analogy of the Vegas mafia, right? So today, why did the mafiosas go to Vegas and go into the casinos? Casinos were a nice way to polish them, black paisa ghumao, white banao kind of a thing, right? So every cartel eventually needs a veneer of legitimacy.
Yeah.
Now, what is the intellectual cachet today since 2012 in the Western world? It's victimhood. Victimhood gets you a seat at the table in the West. So you will see a lot of traction for all sorts of victimhood kind of cards being thrown at the table. So the Khalistanis have actually taken advantage of that, and then they realized, well, we need to fund this, right? So there you have your criminal cartels, whether it's drug trafficking, whether it's human trafficking, sex trade, whether it's extortions that are happening actively over there, or and to justify all of that, well, we're just fighting for this freedom of Punjab and Punjabis, and this is like a cover to justify what really happens. So the NIA, the NIA is doing what the NIA would do, or any agency for that matter would do what they do. But the reality is that Khalistan now is a convenient cover.
Right.
But it doesn't mean that there are no takers for it. So let us not fool ourselves. There are takers for it.
For that ideology.
Definitely. Like I have not seen this level of radicalism in my life, what I see in Canada.
So this has sort of reactivated that entire phenomenon in India.
Yes. Luckily for us, there are not many takers as of now in India, but I think India would be rather naive to not take the Canadian threat to Punjab seriously. And this has been my constant criticism, whether I've spoken to you or on my own podcast or many other places, that I think India is not taking this seriously.
But what do you think is the extent of it?
The extent depends, right? It's soft messaging. So if you look at, you have the hardened criminal network, you have the logistics, but there is an element that is the music industry, which is popularizing a lot of these things in the psyche of the. यार देखो, जो पंजाबी नहीं होगा ना, उसको क्या मालूम मूसे वाले के गाने में क्या बोला जा रहा है? वो तो बीट अच्छी है, डिंग 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 करके नाच रहे हैं हम लोग सब क्लब में. ये कैसा होता था व्हेन वी यूज्ड टू ग्रो अप. मेरे को तो आज तक माइकल जैक्सन का एक स्टेप नहीं समझ पड़ता. बस हुज बैड, बस इतना समझ पड़ता है, बाकी कुछ नहीं समझ पड़ता था. तो जो मेरे साथ माइकल जैक्सन का लॉजिक अप्लाई होता है, द सेम लॉजिक अप्लाइज टू अ लॉट ऑफ नॉन पंजाबीज. वो सुनते हैं, बीट तो अच्छी ही है ना. nobody can deny that Punjabis are amazing at music, whatever genre they take up to. They're extremely skilled people, so they become very good at it. But that music is understood by Punjabis, right? So वहाँ पे problem होती है. So I'll give you an example. I don't know if you saw that beautiful young Sikh boy जो अभी 13-14 सालों का लड़का है, उसको एक गोरे ने बुलाया था, वो रैप करता है, बड़ा अच्छा है.
I saw it on Twitter.
मगर उसका मैंने इंटरव्यू देखा. उसका इंटरव्यू में उसका आइडल कौन है? सिद्धू मूसेवाला. यार वो इतना छोटा बच्चा है यार, और कोई आइडियल नहीं बनाना है तूने, सिद्धू मूसेवाले को तूने आइडल बनाना है. अब कोई मेरे को आगे बोलेगा नहीं, he just likes the way he raps. Maybe, and I'm willing to concede. But the point is, मूसेवाला के लिरिक्स सुनो, वो तो पढ़ो. And this is the problem. The legitimacy, the soft legitimacy comes from this music industry now. And you notice how Instagram stories are done with certain specific flags of Punjab or maps of Punjab, or you will have, it's Punjabi artists are like इच्छाधारी nags and nagins. जहाँ पे जाते हैं वो वहाँ के रंग में रंग जाते हैं. वो यहाँ पे परफॉर्म करते हैं, इतना बड़ा बड़ा झंडा लेके घूमते हैं इंडिया का. फिर सडनली इंडिया के बाहर जाते हैं, वो अपनी इंडियन आइडेंटिटी को भूल जाते हैं सडनली. जैसे पता नहीं वक्त बदल गए, जज्बात बदल गए, तकदीरें बदल गई. दैट सॉर्ट ऑफ अ थिंग. They are perfect इच्छाधारी nags. And it's not one Punjabi artist. It's all Punjabi artists. And then you have famous DJs you know, who talk about all these things. And then obviously, you know, a lot of these elements tried to infiltrate the farmers' protest also. I don't know if they were successful or not. So this is how legitimacy is granted, and this is how, in a very soft way, extreme ideas are normalized.
But how do you see this incident that I spoke about? Narayan Singh Chora, 68-year-old, he was somebody who probably was associated with Babbar Khalsa. Everybody's calling him an ex-militant. Has not been active. Suddenly he gets a gun, attempts this. We still don't know what the motive is or motive was for doing this.
We can only guess. So if I was to use my analysis, it could be he's just a ploy to revive the Akali Dal, and it was a fixed match. That is possible.
That is one theory, yes.
Just theory number one. Theory number two, he was hard for cash. Theory number two, somebody sends a Western Union transfer
From Canada,
gets the money, or इधर मार दें गोली, उधर मार दें गोली, सीधा नहीं मारी, kind of a thing. Everybody is happy. That could be theory number two. Theory number three is that with all this YouTube content, and you know, बाबा जी ते phone te ही बह जाते हैं. आजकल तो you know every old person is always on YouTube.
right?
You know, YouTube and WhatsApp are our national pastime now. So maybe he got re-radicalized. These are the only three options, right? There is no fourth option. If I was to put my money, if I'm a betting man, I would choose option two. Canada is involved. I would not put option one. Akalis are doing. Akalis don't need this incident to see. What Akalis needed was the penance.
Yeah, which they did.
Yeah, they got what they needed. They did not need someone to shoot him. That doesn't give them any sympathy. And I mean, somebody being shot in Punjabi culture is like low scale. Who cares? You know, that society is very gung ho about gun culture for some odd reason. So that doesn't give you that much level of social cachet. So if I was a betting man, my odds are option two. Some radicalized person from Canada must have told the person, go do it, and we should be worried about it.
Yeah. So coming back to Canada, how did the country get here? In which we are seeing episodes like Brampton, then followed by those clashes. Then every now and then there's something happening. In fact, last interview that we recorded, you gave out very interesting facts about what you have witnessed yourself in Canada as far as these threats are concerned, how these people corner, you know, people, go to temples, do this narebazi. How did Canada reach this stage?
We have to go all the way back to 1971, where Trudeau Sr., Pierre Trudeau, and he officially coined the straight strategy of multiculturalism in the Canadian system. So it's one thing that we are a multicultural society and everybody says these things. It's one thing that the state actively promotes multiculturalism as a part of their statecraft. And that has led to some weird results in Canada.
So those has been misused, you
Yeah,
say.
absolutely. I see. For the average Indian, you have to understand, Canada is an extremely high trust society.
Right.
So just give you an example. Let's say you're in rural Canada or tier 2, tier 3 Canada, and you're a farmer, और आपने कुछ टमाटर उगाए हैं. आप आपके बाहर एक ऐसे रख दोगे टमाटर, उसके ऊपर प्राइस लिख दोगे और बाजू में गुल्लक रख दोगे, भाई पैसे डाल देना. And everybody will take the vegetable, put the money, ring the bell कि हाँ भाई मैंने लिया है, and go.
This actually happens in our country also, in Mizoram.
Yeah, in Mizoram.
Yes.
It does.
It does.
It does.
Yeah.
So extremely high trust, but that is in Mizoram. This is across Canada, outside of the cities, right? This is a very high trust society. अभी हम लोग जब इंडिया में बड़े हुए थे, हम लोगों को ऑनेस्टली हमारा फर्स्ट डिफॉल्ट रिएक्शन क्या होता है, इसका एंगल क्या है, राइट? वी आर टॉट नॉट टू ट्रस्ट, इसका एंगल क्या है. वहां पे आपने अगर किसी को बोल दिया कि मैं ये हूं, वो बोलेंगे होगा यार. It's a very they never had to lie. Now this system has been misused by the Khalistanis, and they have misused it till the extent that they have weaponized mass immigration and have gotten in such the worst elements of Punjab in Canada. Whether we like it or not, these are facts. You may not like reality, it doesn't change reality. You know, it's like, oh, I deny gravity. हाँ भाई, बिल्डिंग से नीचे जाके देख ले, जरा हवा में चल के देख, नीचे ही जाएगा तू. ग्रेविटी रियल है. सो यू ओपन पील पुलिस. आप कोई भी क्राइम जब पील पुलिस रिलीज करती है और उसमें कोई इंडियन ओरिजिन पर्सन होता है, व्हाई इज इट ऑलवेज अ पंजाबी? विदाउट फेल इट इज लाइक, यू नो, द पंजाबी रिकॉर्ड इज लाइक, अरे यार 100 आउट ऑफ 100 मार्क्स मिल रहे हैं हमको आजकल उधर. सो वेदर इट्स पील रीजन का निकलेगा या सरी के रीजन का निकलेगा, दिस इज अ सीरियस कंसर्न. और तो कुछ नहीं, अभी इलिनॉय स्टेट पुलिस ने कुछ 1100 केजीज ऑफ कोकेन का बस्ट किया. वहां पे भी ऑन्टेरियो के 2 वही नाम निकलते हैं, पंजाबी नाम निकलते हैं. सो यू हैव अ प्रॉब्लम देयर. They weaponized this multiculturalism thing because the politicians thought, hey, I could guarantee some voting pockets. The Khalistanis were like, let's piggyback on this. Because see, the mistake Indians make when they do the overall analysis of Canada is they always add the Indian Sikh population number and then they look at the radical, like let's say we go by the Sanjay Verma number of 100 to 150,000. So the Indians say, just 150,000 radicalized people. This is nothing. And Baba, you have to remove from the data set the Sikh living in India. Now you have to look at 800,000, which is the official figure, add 100,000 illegals to that, approximately. Out of 900,000, if you have 150,000 that are radicalized, you should be shitting bricks. It's not 1,000, it's 150,000. It doesn't mean they're all actively violent. But the point is, like, once Sam Harris explained this with Islamism, right? Sam Harris said there is the jihadist, that's a smaller concentric circle. But then there are Islamists who agree with almost everything the jihadist does, they just won't do it themselves. So we can apply the concentric circle logic to the Khalistanis also. They are the violent Khalistanis. And then there are the Khalistani adjacent, the larger concentric circle. And if 15% of Canadian society, of a particular group, is this radicalized, and now what happens is you go to Canada, Peel Police is making videos in Punjabi. It's disgusting. Like, I find it disgusting. Okay, if I'm in India, okay, Punjab Police should make videos in Punjabi, okay, I understand that. Why is Peel Police making it in Punjabi? If you want to live in Canada, God damn it, speak in English. Or if you're in the French speaking area, learn French. Otherwise, get the hell out of there. No, you go there and say, we will make Punjabi the language of Canada. I mean, come on. This is because, you know, even I find it disgusting, and I am Punjabi. I love my language. I love Batalvi. I love Bulle Shah. I love Waris. I don't like these people. I just don't understand. So when you have multiculturalism, it encourages ghettoization. You live in an area where you don't even have to speak a word of English now. I'm going to start a tourism agency, which is going to be Khalistan tourism. आप आओ इंडिया से, मैं आपको खालिस्तान लेके जाऊंगा, मैं आप लोगों को दिखाऊंगा. You can survive the whole time without speaking a word of English. You can just say Hindi, Punjabi, and you can live your life in Canada. That's the failure of the Canadian system. This would never happen in America. The Americans will be like, क्या भाई, क्या चालू है? Notice, Khalistani protests वहां पे भी होते हैं. Have you ever seen a Khalistani with a sword or a kirpan in America? Never. They don't allow that. This is America. You live like we live. You get rid of that. In Canada, everything goes. And that is because of the state policy. And then you remember the Trudeau interview, I've said it every time. We are a post-national state. See, Canada, the story of Canada is death by 1,000 acronyms. You know, they keep throwing acronyms at you. I keep saying this. It's terminological terrorism. They will kill you with their acronyms. वो इतने acronym बोलोगे, by the time you are figuring out 15 acronyms, they have 100 more ready for you. And they will have a ministry of multiculturalism, a minister of diversity, a minister of this, a minister of that. भले कितनी बड़ी गवर्नमेंट है यार तेरी, मतलब मुझे लगता था इंडियन गवर्नमेंट सोशलिस्ट है, ये लोग तो हमसे भी गए गुजरे हैं. And every, look at the job market in Canada. Government is the largest source of jobs in Canada. That's not a stable society. So you know what happens with Canada is, if you look at the economic graph of Canada, right, वो ऐसे जाता है, फिर गिर जाता है, फिर वो लोग बोलते हैं हाय गरीब हो गए, एक काम करते हैं, थोड़ा तेल निकालते हैं, थोड़ा यूरेनियम निकालते हैं, थोड़ा ये निकालते हैं, क्योंकि कंजर्वेटिव्स तभी आ जाते हैं. फिर कंजर्वेटिव्स होते हैं खोदो खोदो खोदो, देन दे मेक टन्स ऑफ मनी, देन द लेफ्ट इज बैक अगेन, देन द लेफ्ट इज लाइक सब बंद कर दो.
पहले पैसे कमाओ फिर खर्चो.
हाँ, फिर सब सब खर्च देते हैं, फिर सब भिखारी हो जाते हैं, फिर गुस्से में आते हैं कैनेडियंस, फिर कंजर्वेटिव्स आते हैं, फिर खोदो खोदो खोदो. इट्स लिटरली द स्टोरी, बिकॉज सी द लार्जेस्ट फ्रेश वाटर deposits in the world, Canada. One of the third largest oil deposits in the world, Canada. I think the largest, I don't remember, but one of the largest uranium deposits in the world, Canada. One of the largest lumber supply in the world, Canada. और रहते कितने लोग हैं? 4 करोड़. So भरा हुआ है वो. It's a country full of riches. So whenever they eventually have a problem, they just dig and sell. So but this is not a sustainable model because Trudeau has fundamentally changed that. Now he says we're not a nation state, we're a post-national state. So when you're a post-national state, so the Khalistani will be like, this is my area, this is my land. Now I have my own rules. So you know what we used to have in the 90s in Punjab? Dress codes for women. The Doordarshan, remember Doordarshan would not be allowed to say a word of Hindi in Punjab. I mean, I remember Shekhar has written articles about that in the 90s in his coverage. I have all the India Today archives, and Doordarshan would be forced, nahi, Hindi nahi bologe, sirf Punjabi bolo. So, the Canadian state policy apparatus is actively encouraging this rubbish. That's Canada right now.
So since you're coming from ground zero, and there are two parts to this question, what about the Sikh-Hindu relationship in Canada right now? Following these clashes or whatever visuals that we saw and whatever happened in the last, say, I would say 1 year, but in the last couple of months, it spilled over on the roads we all saw. So one part of the question is about the Hindu-Sikh relationship, because we are following it from here, and I saw a lot of tweets of some Sikh individuals coming and recording videos saying कि काका इना ए वाला जड़ा है ना इना कोल दूर रहो, ठीक है, अपने काम पे ध्यान दो, अपने काम पे ध्यान दो, you are here to make a life for yourself, don't get involved in all this, this is not for you. Basically propagating this message that don't get involved with any of this violent protest or etc., whatever is happening. That is one. But has it impacted the Sikh-Hindu relationship on the ground? That is one. And the second part of it is, what about the local Canadians? How do they see Indians now? Because again, from when we are following it from here, the story, we see a lot of posts from local Canadians. Now they say that they are fed up. They don't like the Indians. They don't have jobs. They don't have places to stay. They think that their society has been corrupted by these elements. And now they say you should go back to your country, or Trudeau should not allow any more Indians to come to Canada.
So let's deal with the Sikh-Hindu relationship first.
Yeah.
Again, will you find some people who are turned off by the kerfuffle? Yes, but again, overall the relationship is beautiful, statistically insignificant. If you have Dashera, 60% to 50% of the crowd in Hindu Sabha Mandir will be Sikh. It's I'll share a wonderful anecdote. So Abhijit को जब मैं हिंदू सभा मंदिर लेके गया था, I took him there. So उस दिन बिल्कुल भीड़ नहीं थी. After the incident था, कोई आ ही नहीं रहा था. So 2-3 चीजें थी. I won't take the name of the person who told me, because the community was so mad at the मंदिर trustees. They're like, भैया जी रोज 150 चढ़ावे आते थे मंदिर में, 150 से 200. बोलते 10 भी नहीं आ रहे हैं. बोलते इतने भड़के हैं, और चढ़ावे हिंदू और सिखों दोनों से आते थे.
Okay.
बोलते कोई भी नहीं आ रहा भैया. Nobody is coming to, you know how ना दूध डोनेट करते हैं हम, चावल, आटा, क्योंकि नीचे लंगर होता है ना, मंदिर में भी उधर होता है हमारे.
Okay.
रनिंग किचन होता है, तो वहाँ पे खाना खाओ जाओ, खाना खा के चल जाओ, काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग. जैसे गुरुद्वारे में होता है वैसे ये हिंदू सभा मंदिर में है. जायंट है उधर खाने का सर्व करने की कैपेसिटी. तो बोलता कोई आ ही नहीं रहे हैं, क्योंकि पीपल वर सो मैड एट द ट्रस्टीज. बट even on that day when I took Abhijit, there was a young Sikh boy and a Sikh woman sitting in the mandir, looking at the murti and meditating. And then Abhijit looked at me and said, I was like, this is normal, bro. It happens every day. This is though when we are in peak hostile times where, you know, nobody wants to come to the mandir. But the reality is, you come any time of the day, you will see Sikh and Hindus there matha टेक रहे हैं, पूजा कर रहे हैं.
And that happens in gurdwaras as well.
और नहीं, गुरुद्वारों में अभी बहुत कम हिंदू जाते हैं
अच्छा.
क्योंकि सारे गुरुद्वारे खालिस्तानी हो गए हैं. नॉन खालिस्तानी गुरुद्वारा होएगा, हिंदू जाएंगे, मगर खालिस्तानी गुरुद्वारों में नहीं जाते क्योंकि वहाँ पे यार कितना मतलब यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड, यू कांट गो एट अ प्लेस वेयर यू सी भिंडरावाले, परमार, and then you know people walking over Modi's photo or Indian flags. See, Modi तो एक बार वो बोलेगा ठीक है Modi is just the prime minister, then वो इंदिरा गांधी की भी insult हो रही है. See, they may not even be a Congress or a BJP voter, but they don't want to see that on a daily basis, right? So नहीं, गुरुद्वारे नॉन खालिस्तानी गुरुद्वारे में हिंदू भर भर के जाते हैं.
But so there's a clear division there?
Yeah. You enter a gurdwara, you know who's Khalistani Gurdwara. They make sure you know.
Can you tell our viewers how?
So if you walk in, right, there will be anti-India graffiti all over the place. There will be photos of Bhindrawale, Parmar.
So this is across Canada or certain regions where it's more
Almost
prominent?
all Gurdwaras are Khalistani controlled now. Almost all. So yeah, you will go to, so there were two, either Ramgadiya or Ravidasi Gurdwaras who were, you know, away from the Khalistanis, but one of them now has been taken over by the Khalistanis. So wo bhi gaya. So the other one is there. And yeah, basically Canada is gone. Canada mein the rot is very deep rooted, very deep rooted. So I personally know so many families. See, Hindu-Sikh intermarriage is a very normal thing.
Right.
So I know so many couples who say that now we teach our kids Sikhism at home and we send them to the mandir for the faith. And we request, in fact, this is my prediction. I kind of anticipate outside India, multiple mandirs now carrying out sermons of Guru Granth Sahib.
Okay.
For the communities, because because eventually the Khalistanis will be turned off by everyone, and the Hindu mandirs will have to create their spaces for the Sikh community. Because even after the Hindu Sabha incident, the attendance of the Sikh community in the Hindu Sabha mandir is not reduced. वो तो फिर भी आ रहे हैं, उनको कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता. In fact, they were like, हाँ ठीक है, वो तो पागल हैं. I mean, did you see now when I think it was the Scarborough मंदिर का जो इंसिडेंट हुआ, उनको वो जो कोर्ट ने इंजंक्शन देके 100 मीटर दूर रखा था. I mean, I think
सड़क से दूर रखा था.
बहुत नहीं, बहुत दूर थे काफी. So that's fine, right? वहां से जो चीखे मारनी है मारो, लोगों को काम करने दो. See,
But वो तो पहले भी होता था, from what I know.
अरे पहले कुछ नहीं आते थे यार. This aggression has really started in the last year. They have really pushed the envelope in the. अरे इंडियन गवर्नमेंट के ये सीनियर सिटीजन कैंप्स, आप इंडिया इन टोरंटो हैंडल है, आप उनका 21 के ट्वीट्स देखो, 22 के देखो, 23 के देखो, कहाँ ये आ रहे हैं पागल लोग, ये सब काम कर रहे हैं. They've only started doing all of this in 24 because I don't know, somebody must have told them to do it. कि इतनी इनमें हिम्मत आ गई.
How did the numbers grow to this?
गुरुद्वारास. जब गुरुद्वारे में आप radicalized sermons, I mean, how does Islamism work? Simple. Through the religious network. Listen, it's whether we like it or not, the Gurdwaras are the centrifugal force over there that radicalizes young children. When you are given graffiti at a non-stop level when you are entering the Gurdwara, and victimhood is fed into you, and then the entire political orthodoxy is all about victimhood. It's the perfect storm. Imagine how radicalized these children are. I feel bad for them. I feel bad for the average young. वो यार वो 5-10 साल का, 12 साल का, 15 साल का बच्चा, वो वही राग अलापता रहता है. And I feel terrible. Like, who would want a child to go through this? Like, I don't want the whole idea. I don't want a Hindu child to be radicalized towards Muslims either, right? आपको आप नॉर्मल जिंदगी जियो. मुस्लिम दोस्त होने चाहिए, क्रिश्चियन दोस्त होने चाहिए, सिख दोस्त होने चाहिए, नॉर्मल फुटबॉल खेलो, क्रिकेट खेलो एक दूसरे को. द फाइट शुड बी अबाउट तूने मेरे को आउट क्यों किया, नॉट कि तेरा रिलीजन ये है. That should be the baseline, but it's not there. Luckily, because the Hindu-Sikh relationship is so deeply intertwined at a theological and a societal level, these Khalistanis find it very hard to break that. And that is the only reason.
So this may have caused a dent.
Yes,
but
it has definitely. But luckily till now, the dent is only at the level of a dent. But yeah, and I don't anticipate it going worse than that. But because now you will see a lot of, I don't know if you've seen on social media, I see an uptick now of Sikh Canadians and Indian Sikh here. It's Sikhs. They're very vocally opposing Khalistan.
Right, absolutely. Which is why I said I saw a lot of videos where these people are saying, in fact, encouraging youngsters to not fall for this.
Yeah.
And just concentrate on what they're there for, making a good life.
They know how to turn the Hindu out of the Gurdwara. So in that they have succeeded, because they've. I don't know if you saw that post of the Sikhs for Justice recently about Bhagwan Shiv. I mean, their target is, I want to make sure. See, क्योंकि गुरुद्वारे में क्या था? How many times have you gone to a Gurdwara as a young Punjabi kid? I've gone to a Gurdwara as a young Punjabi kid. हमारे लिए तो मंदिर और गुरुद्वारा was one, right? There was no differentiating factor. So now when these people keep doing that, now in India they can't succeed. But वहाँ तो they have succeeded. They have turned off enough Hindus. Because if you are going to insult Hindu gods, क्यों एक Hindu अपनी insult के लिए उधर जाएगा ना? They're not going to go there. So they have successfully turned the Hindu away. But the Hindu has not turned the Sikh away from the mandir. They are like, आप आओ, बिंदास आओ, पूजा करो, प्रसाद खाओ और जाओ. So it's actually the Hindu mandirs in that sense are playing a very positive role there.
And what about the local Canadians?
Yeah, that is not good news. I don't know if you've checked the latest Angus Reid poll.
Yeah.
So clearly, and for what? See, this is my problem. Like, I don't even blame the Canadians. जैसे हमको थोड़ी ना मालूम है कि Scottish गोरा कौन सा है, Irish गोरा कौन सा है, English गोरा कौन सा है. हमको तो तीनों गोरे लगते हैं ना.
Right. So for Canadians, whether it's a Sikh or a Hindu, it's the same thing.
They're all
from India.
Indians. Yeah. And the funniest thing is, like, Khalistanis hate it that the Goras think they're Indian. Because Khalistaniyon की पूरी shtick क्या है? We are not Indian. That's the whole shtick they have. And वो गोरा उनको बोलता है नहीं तू है तुझे पता नहीं है तू है kind of a thing. So it's actually hilarious. It's tragico-comic, as they say. So the tragedy is there, and we just listen. We have to live with this reality, but a lot of it is our own doing as a community, because we did not raise our voice against this sufficiently. I think somewhere down the line there is some soul searching to be done for the Indian community also. Listen, these immigration scams were happening, and the government was just letting it happen. We as a community, other than a few exceptions, were too busy with our own lives. We were seeing things changing around us in Brampton, in Surrey, in Abbotsford, in all these areas, in Mississauga. We were seeing lives changing around us. Why we should have raised a little more voice. Now somebody might come back from there and tell me, Kushal, हमने बोला कोई सुनता ही नहीं था हमारी. Yes, but maybe we should have raised it a little more. That's, I think, we are partially to blame. But the major blame is, I think, Justin Trudeau has single-handedly destroyed the Indo-Canadian relationship. It is unfreaking believable. But I have not faced any hostility on the ground.
From Canadian?
No. So I'll give you a very interesting anecdote. So while I flew from Mumbai to Delhi, I saw there was a Caucasian couple on the flight. I did not know they were Canadian. तो मैं जब दिल्ली एयरपोर्ट में उतरा, बाहर वो ब्लू टोकाई की कॉफ़ी है उधर. So मैं अंदर गया. So they also kind of came for coffee. So एक हमारा इंडियन अंकल थे उधर सूट बूट में. So ऐसी बात करना शुरू हो गई. How Indians are, गोरा देखा वो बात करना शुरू हो जाते हैं. So उनको ऐसा लगता है अरे स्पीशीज है ये कोई अलग. So when they were talking, right, he said, where are you from? उन्होंने बोला Canada. तो क्या हंसी आई मेरे को. It was a very interesting conversation. Your prime minister is crazy. सीधा बोला उसको. इतनी हंसी आई. Your prime minister is crazy. We like you guys. We like Canadians. वो उसने clarify किया. But your prime minister is crazy.
उसने same चीज तो नहीं बोली फिर. हाँ, me too.
But the Canadians are so nice. So I felt bad because I clearly saw they were like, oh, ये क्या हो रहा है? So then I went. और मैंने उनसे बात की. मैंने बोला, so what part of Canada are you from? उन्होंने मुझे बताया. फिर मैंने बताया. They were so relaxed. Oh, हमारा एक fellow Canadian मिल गया हमको इधर. It's like I started talking to them, just telling them, listen, don't worry. They have nothing against you. It's just that they don't like Trudeau. So best of गोरी ने जवाब दिया मेरे को. बोलती है nobody likes Trudeau. Exactly. So like we also don't like Trudeau, so don't worry. मैंने बोला yeah, but so always remember, Indians will. I think it's something similar happening over there. Most Canadians are just like, यार इतने भी ना करो यार scam. The scams are so obvious, yaar. Like, why are international students going and eating food in food banks? That's meant for Canadians, yaar. इतनी बेशर्मी ना करो, यार. And then उसकी TikTok video बनाते हो कि how to scam the system. यार ये बेशर्मी एक next level बेशर्मी है. फिर you go and ask professors of many universities and colleges of how Indian students of a certain ilk, and you know which ilk I'm talking about, are failing exams and then going and सर जी पास कर दो, सर जी पास कर दो. ओ ये इंडिया है, पढ़ाई कर, फेल होएगा, पास होएगा. इनको क्या लगता है इंडिया वाले सिस्टम वहां कर देंगे, सर जी पैसे ले लो, पास कर दो. This is ridiculous. And you know what happens is, good Indians, which are the majority of ones in Canada, they're getting a bad name for this. And yes, there is, at least online, there is a negative sentiment and people are fed up. And इसका रिजल्ट ये होगा कि डिपोर्टेशंस होंगी.
Right. In fact, that's my next question. ये जो अब पूरा coming to Trudeau again, this entire revision in the immigration policy that he's talking about, saying that we have to cut permanent residents by 21%. Then the temporary residents also will be much less. There'll be no new immigrants coming in. But of course, his stand on the six separatists remains the same. So is it, I mean, what is really happening? What will it lead to, this entire revision of immigration policy in Canada? Do we see many more deportations happening? I was told that work visas of lot of work permits, in fact, a lot of people are getting over. What if they don't get renewed?
So there are 2-3
And a
things.
similar concern is also with the US, with Trump coming in.
See, Trump has been very consistent on immigration. And Trump from 1990s onwards has been an immigration hawk. His whole idea has always been, Trump loves two things, immigration and tariffs. You listen to Trump in the 80s. Why are we not putting tariffs here? Why are we not putting tariffs there? Trump loves tariffs for some odd reason. So the idea is, I think Canada does not have the state capacity to deport people. That's the reason. Even if they want to, they will not.
So that means immigrants
Illegally
will
रहते
increase.
रहेंगे.
वो तो बढ़ जाएंगे फिर.
बढ़ेंगे. This is what I anticipate. The only way it will be fixed is if Americans will literally put a gun on the table and tell the Canadians, तू ये करेगा कि नहीं? And I think this is something that is a possibility now with Trump. And then the Canadian Armed Forces might have to be hired for बाकी तो वो कुछ करते नहीं है तो यही कर ले, deport कर दें. But then if the deportations happen, we should be worried. Because चलो गुजराती बच्चा आया, वो तो आ गया, ठीक है. पंजाब का भी एक मेजर चंक आ गया, वो तो ठीक है. पर ये जो स्टूडेंट वीजा के नाम पे वहां पे क्रिमिनल्स गए, भले वो 10,000 होंगे या 5,000 होंगे या 500 होंगे, ये अगर वापस आ गए तो हमारा सरदर्द यहाँ पे बढ़ गया ना इंडिया में. Has anybody, I don't see anybody discussing that, okay, deportations will happen. That means all these people, the 4 people who were caught for that less than 5,000 chori recently by Peel police, or the sexual offender who was caught by Peel police, or the drug smugglers.
The big drug bust as well.
Yeah, so all these people, they get deported eventually. गोल्डी ब्रार नहीं आएगा, वो वहाँ रहेगा. ही इज ऑनररी कैनेडियन, वो कनाडा का सितारा है, वो नहीं आएगा. उसको वहीं रखेंगे वो लोग. आई थिंक दे विल कीप हिम इन अ म्यूजियम और समथिंग. ऐसा भी होता है, काइंड ऑफ अ थिंग. Ripley's believe it or not. So, but a lot of these 19 to 22-year-olds, it could be a few hundred, it could be 1,000.
And these are all people who've gone after selling land, basically spending all the resources, whatever they have back home.
So imagine they come back, they don't have a land, they have nothing. They're going to be mocked by their friends and family over here. Hey, aa gaya wapis. You know how Indians are, right? They get nasty when it comes to these things. Look at the loser, comes back, bada baatein karke gaya tha Canada, dekh dum daba ke bhag ke aa gaya, kind of a thing. What do you think they're going to do when they come over here? Does the Indian state actually have a plan to repatriate these people, find them jobs, de-radicalize them, because they went to Khalistan, got radicalized, became gangsters, now they're being sent back? See, these were good kids over here. A lot of them were good kids over here. They got radicalized over there because they were preyed upon by these Khalistanis. Now if they get deported, they're going to be doubly pissed. Where do you think they will take their anger out? If you're an Indian, you should be shit scared about this. And again, every time, oh, Punjab is just a small state in India, सिर्फ 12-13 MP देते हैं, की फर्क पैंदा है? ओ बड़ा फर्क पैंदा है. It's a damn Indian state. Even if it's Puducherry, you should care. Even if it's a union territory. ये तो फिर भी एक proper state है. And I think you have the perfect storm. A completely broken society in Punjab. No economic model. For miles, I don't see any economic model. From being a top 10 GDP per capita state to number 19 now. Laced with machismo, misogyny, casteism. And you have these kids entering the perfect storm. What do you think is going to happen? That's the question every Indian should ask now for the next 4 years. I think the largest strategy has to be a lot of these kids will come back. See, they will have two options once this thing happens. Either they go underground and they officially join gangs. Some will. फिर वो यहाँ से वहाँ भागते रहेंगे जिंदगी भर. नहीं मैं तो बोल रहा हूँ, they will join gangs. क्या उसमें सच ही है, सच ही बोल रहा हूँ, झूठ तो ना बोल रहा हूँ. दूसरा वो लोग डिपोर्ट होके यहाँ आएंगे और यहाँ पे अगर कुछ नहीं मिला, they will join gangs here. So वहाँ पे भी गैंग होगा, यहाँ पे भी गैंग होगा. So और ये कोई सिली बात बोलते, इंडिया को उनको आने ही नहीं देना चाहिए. अबे कैसे नहीं आने देना चाहिए? इंडियन पासपोर्ट होल्डर है. एक तरफ बोलते हो गोल्डी बरार को भेजो और बोलते नहीं इसको लेंगे, इसको नहीं लेंगे. अरे ऐसे नहीं होता, जितने इंडियन है लेने पड़ेंगे. So I think India should start preparing right now. But knowing the Indian state apparatus, मैं आपको लिख के दे रहा हूं, कुछ नहीं होगा. वो बोलेंगे who cares, देख लेंगे, यही होगा.
But how do you see the future of Canada now? When we talk about Canadian politics, do you see anything changing for better or for worse?
The Conservatives are coming to power. I think जो भी polls हैं, they are indicating that. I think even Trudeau के शेफ भी Trudeau को वोट नहीं करेंगे, मुझे तो ऐसा लग रहा है अभी. वो उसके खाने में थूकते होंगे. पक्का उसके खाने में थूकते होंगे, वैसे थूक करके उसको देते होंगे. इतना उसने सत्यानाश किया हुआ है ट्रूडो ने, तो वो तो नहीं होगा. मगर what Pierre Poilievre can do, if Trump puts a 25% tariff on him, they are so screwed. Like, I mean, trust me, I've spoken to a few folks over there off the record. They literally are shitting bricks about the idea of Trump putting tariffs on them. So let's see how they negotiate. Canada seriously has lost its respect at the global stage. Canada को कोई seriously नहीं लेता. And to think that one man could have destroyed everything. A country that was adored by, Canada के बारे में सबका positive opinion था. और अभी सबका cumulatively negative opinion है. It's not like Canadians don't like Indians और ये करो ना, Indians भी यहाँ पे बोल रहे हैं भाई तुम्हारा Prime Minister पागल है. It's actually a mutual thing. So I think the Canadian economy will have to go back to the old resource-based economy. Do you know 25% of the Canadian GDP is now real estate? Real estate. ये तो पाकिस्तान है. पाकिस्तान को हम जोक मारते हैं ना, प्लॉटिस्तान है, जब भी होता है प्लॉट काटते हैं, बिल्डिंग बनाते हैं. वो कनाडा ये कर रहा है. So this is not a sustainable model. You have to go back to the resource economy where they used to, sell oil and all kinds of products. They used to have cutting edge technology. People forget Nortel was a Canadian company. People forget these things. That Canada had a lot of good high-end, high-tech stuff, but they're just not. And if the Canadians had even an ounce of sense post-Trudeau, they would mend their relations with India. The future of Canada, in the immediate future of Canada, is Trudeau will go. Pierre Poilievre might fix a bit here, fix a bit there. But to really dig the malaise out, they really have to do something about the economy, mend relations with India, fix relations with the United States of America, and it's going to be a heck of a job under Donald Trump. It's not going to be easy. I hope Pierre does it. My answer is that I don't know if Pierre can do it. I hope he does it. That would be my answer on Canada.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
With that, we'll wrap up. Thank you so much again for being with us today to discuss this entire issue.